Morning, everybody. Sorry, you caught me putting my mic on. So today we have a very special morning pages because I just discovered something new on a YouTube channel when trying to figure out how to connect my two Mac OS devices. So if you haven't been here before, I'm running a 2012 Mac Mini as my main studio computer because my 2015 MacBook Pro died, and then I managed to get my old 2012 MacBook up and running again. So I thought I could stream from the MacBook Pro and save some system resources. Long story short, I'm back to the one computer setup. So I'm currently running my main Ableton Live session on the MacBook, on the Mac Mini. And I'm also running OBS. So I'm still running into those CPU issues. However, when doing a little bit of research, I was looking at figuring out a way to use an Ethernet cable to connect the two computers. And upon doing that research, I figured out and I found a video that showed how to share audio and MIDI between two Ableton Live sessions. And so let me just show you real quick on the top screen. I've got my 2012 MacBook Pro right here running Ableton Live concurrently, and I'm gonna go ahead and press play on my main computer, the one that's in the background, and you'll see that it's in perfect sync with my MacBook Pro. Or, well, I shouldn't say perfect sync because we'll probably have to adjust some of the latency settings. But, you know, when you're connected with an Ethernet cable, it's a pretty decent connection. So anyways, even though I'm unable to use the two Macs to help with my streaming, I now have the power to run VSTs, like the real heavy ones, on a separate MacBook, which is great, and that's what we're going to do today. So that's why on the morning parameters you see down there the asterisks on the MacBook Pro, because the hardware we're going to be featuring today is just another MacBook Pro. And I'll go ahead and show my window when we get to that point. But so today we're going to be at a nice mid-tempo of 107 beats per minute. That's mid-tempo for me because I'm usually nice, slow and low. But the key and scale is going to be a weird one, that half whole diminished, and there's also a whole half diminished, and we'll compare the two scales later on. Yeah, it's a bit weird for me. Again, so we'll be doing using the MacBook Pro as our main hardware synth. We'll be using Live's tension device, and I'm wondering if we should run tension on the second MacBook. Kill two birds with one stone. So we'll be using tension, which is included in, I believe, in all versions of Live. Maybe not in Intro or in Lite, but I'll have to double check that. The VST we'll be using is Hybrid. I think it's Hybrid 3. And we're going to be using Granular-to-Go. I love the granulator synth, but or effects, but I've never used Granulator-to-Go, and that's what popped up in my randomly generated parameters today. So I need to move up so I can see this Oblique Strategy today, but it says humanize something free of error. So humanizing and making it free of error sounds like a contradiction to me. But we're gonna go ahead and try to keep that in mind as we move forward with today's morning pages. So again, thanks for joining me. And can you believe that it's the last day of September? Neither can I. So tomorrow we'll be starting a new month. So let's see what we can do on our last morning pages of September. Okay. So since we're here, I had to test it out this morning, and I'm a little bit late because I ran into some technical difficulties, but you know, it's your user error as usual. So I just wanted to show you. Right now, I am on this network MIDI track, this green one in the middle. Well, now it's highlighted, but it's grouped up right here. This is my network group, collapsed and now opened up. So I've got network MIDI and network audio. Now this is all being transmitted to the network. So if you look down here, I know it's really small font, but I've got my MIDI 2 right over here to the network, and it's my session 1. And I've got it going to channel 1, and when I click on it, you see that there's MIDI information coming through, right? But the cool thing is, because I have my MacBook on, I'm gonna share my screen. So this is my MacBook that's actually right next to me. I'll point it so you can kind of have some context. This is the MacBook right here. And if you look up at the screen, when I press some keys on push, you see the MIDI bouncing around on both machines. And that's because on the second machine, I would say that, you know, that's the one, that's the follower machine. That one is getting MIDI from my network session 1, and it's listening on all channels. So I thought that was kind of cool. I just noticed my closet is open. Let me close that, just because it's messy. Got something stuck back here. Oh yeah. Well, that's all right. It's just gonna creep open. So what happens if I'm now on my second computer? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in an instance of tension. So you can see what I'm doing on the window on the front. And let's put in something. So see, you could even hear the preview because I've got my network audio coming through on, sorry, I'm pointing at the screen. I'm having my network audio come through on this channel. So I can even do all of my previews even just using my main machine. So I'm thinking maybe we'll find a nice pad. Although wait, let me think about this, because the tension is more, I think they're more about these pluck sounds. Let's try this basic shamisen, one of my favorite instruments. Okay, so we've got that loaded up. You see that over here? Oh, and the cool thing is I can also, I didn't realize I can do this, but I can also control my second computer just from here. There's a little bit of a lag. But okay, so you see we have this basic shamisen right here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing it from my my main computer. So here we go. And the latency isn't too bad. I may have changed it a little bit. I know I'm getting carried away right away, so the first thing I want to do actually is get down to my tempo, 107, and you can see that on the second computer, it's still at 114, but when I press play, since I have the external sync onto my second computer, it's gonna follow that and go down to, you know, 107.05, which is close enough, and I think it adjusts for any error. So we can actually now play the two computers in sync using an Ethernet cable and using the external source as my main computer. The other thing to keep in mind is that there is a wireless version of syncing tempo, which is called Link, and that's really valuable if you're using a lot of different devices. But with Link, you don't, it won't sync up your in arrangement view. So let me just demonstrate that real quick. So with Link, it's kind of a non-linear. It doesn't matter where you are in the composition. Everything is just going to link, and it's very democracy-based, where anyone could change the tempo. But in this setup, you have a leader and a follower. And with the Ethernet connection, you can also, this is going to be hard to demonstrate because I can't show both at the same time. But look, I'm going to be at bar 33 right now. And when I show you what's happening on the other computer, I'm also at bar 33 or bar 37. So now you can actually sync your arrangements. So I can have a handful of different tracks running CPU-intensive VSTs on a second computer, and everything will be synced. Not only tempo-wise if you're in session view, but also when you're arranging, which is great because then you can paint a total song picture using two computers and have them sync no matter where you are in the arrangement. You can also, you know, jump around. So I'm going to jump to bar 17. And this is a horrible drum. And you see that we're synced perfectly on the second computer. So let me get back to session on both computers. And yeah, see? And it's pretty good. I hear a little bit of delay. So I'm gonna just adjust my track delay. That's pretty much perfect right here. Okay, so now let's also get into the scale. The other benefit is that I can, even if I'm going to be using the second computer as my main composition computer, I now have access to using the push 2 without having to disconnect cables and putting it into the new computer and trying out a whole new setup. Because see, push 2 is controlling the sounds on the second computer, but I also have the ability to control the sounds on this computer. And that's the Prophet 6 right there. And maybe we can go through, if you're interested, let me know in the chat to see how you do that. I just learned it myself, so it might not be like as good as YouTube video, but it all has to do with the settings in your audio MIDI settings if you're on Mac OS. And then there are a couple things that you need to do in live to make sure that that the two sessions are synced. So let's go ahead and go back to our network MIDI. So I'm playing my MacBook, which is our hardware of the day. We got a shamisen sound using the tension app or tension instrument from Live. And I can also add my effects on my primary computer here, because it's just acting as an external instrument. So let's get to scale. We are going to be in B flat and in, is it whole half or half whole diminished? Half whole. So let's go to whole half first and go up the scale and just see what that sounds like. So this is the whole half diminished. Oops. Take these effects off. It's hard to hear, but let me turn down the modular. And now the half whole diminished. It has a little bit of a different feel. I think there are one or two notes that are just a little bit different. But I'm stoked because this is not taking any system resources on my main computer. So we've got our tension going. I'm wondering if we should start off with something else. Or, you know, what we can do is we can, let me, let's find a drum. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and just use this for right now. This is a drum that I had programmed a while back. And we can hear what 107 BPM sounds like. I kind of like that kick drum, that electro zap. So now, without much latency, let's go ahead and create a little looped, maybe just a quick 1 or 2 bar loop pattern using this shamisen on the second MacBook Pro. Something like that. And I'm going to show you my MacBook Pro screen. You see that this is the basic shamisen is the instrument that's being played. And then I can go over here and change some of the very loud. Let's take a look at the tension device. I don't know if we're really going to use this, but and you can see, just like any external instrument, there are issues like figuring out the right levels. So we'll add some gain on this machine. So the other cool thing is I'm going to go ahead and go onto this second machine again, and then I'm going to put in another CPU intensive instrument. One of those is the Buchla. I mean, it may actually slow down this computer, but I can go in and put in an instance of Buchla, and it's not going to affect my my main computer, which is great. And we can go into a pad sound, and so on the second computer, I'm going to have to say I want to get my ins from my network session, and I need to arm that one. And let's take a look. So you can see that normally this instrument would take about 15% of my CPU. There's also something weird going on because there's some MIDI that's coming through and changing some of these values at some point, because I see that up here there's an asterisk near the preset, which means that a parameter has changed. So I have to figure that out. But let's look at some of these other ones. See, like this instrument is actually making this CPU up here spike to 125%. So even this one is gonna, why is it so much? I mean, the thing is, let's see what happens. I can also change my buffer size to the max. That still doesn't really help, does it? Well, now we're at least under 100. Okay. Well, but the thing is we can at least use something like this. This one's down to 73%. Okay, so now there's a lot of latency, and maybe this track delay can help out with that. No. Okay, well, I don't want to figure all of that out, but this is just to demonstrate that now we're able to use the resources of two computers to play some of these instruments that are way beyond my computer's current capabilities. I mean, of course, the other alternative is just to get a new computer, which is something I'm going to do hopefully soon. But I think I'm still going to use these this two system setup. I just like the fact that it could seamlessly integrate into another system. So I'm going to get back to my shamisen. Oh. You see it's a little bit off now because we changed the settings on this computer over here. So now that we're at a decent sample rate, 128, not sample rate, buffer size. Okay, we're gonna revisit this part. I don't want to record that in yet because I'm not super happy with that. So I'm wondering if we could record in just like a simple bass line first. Something like that. I'll just take that first 4 bars. You can see that this scale is challenging, but I like trying out these new scales because it brings your brain to a different space. So I'm gonna select all of these. I want these to we're gonna make this one weird. A square wave and just offset the pulse width. Make it nice and deep. Okay, let's just record this in. And let's just see where this takes us. This scale is very restrictive. I'd like to see what notes are actually in this scale. You know what we can do is we can extend this out a little bit more just to make it a little more interesting. I'm gonna duplicate this and then maybe shift some of these guys down. We're gonna inverse these. Maybe we could invert those also. We want okay, yeah, this last bar is gonna... Okay. And we'll just tweak some parameters. That'll be our baseline. It's a little electro sounding. And we'll mess with the drums too, and I think give it a different feel by the end of this session. Okay, so we've got our baseline. I have to remember that the last 8 bars were just the straight up ones. So I'm going to duplicate that. And I have to just remember this right here. Loop it. And then I'll just recolor that. And then actually, while we're here, why don't we put on an external effect? Or I take that back. Let's put something on. Let's put on a VST. The reason why is because if this ends up being a song that I want to finish, and I mess with some of the settings on an external pedal, then I won't be able to get that back. But these the H9 plugin pack from Eventide is very, very close. Like, I can't really hear a difference between the VST version and the pedal version. So let's look and find, let me go to my FX. I don't know how Crystal sounds on a bass part. Let's see. Let's see if we can get like a subtle, something subtle. Ooh. Maybe just some reverse delays. It's a little delayed. Oh, yeah. Adds a little bit of space. Just very subtle. I'm gonna lower the decay of the reverb. Yeah, you just get a real subtle reverse delay. We're gonna try something different with this. And just to give you, just to refresh your memory, I'm gonna put up my second screen. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna have to take off that Buchla easel instrument. Maybe I'm just gonna be using this. Oh, this is what I'm gonna do. Something like that. What was that? Oh, you know what it is? Oh my gosh. I had taken an old, this is my live set, so don't listen. So the other thing that I have on the second computer is the Roland MC101. The laptop is my live performance machine, and I've got this little MC101 connected to it as my sound card down here. And get the Ethernet cable out of the way. And so this acts as both the sound card, which is now running the running everything that's in this computer's session of live through the machine and then out to the input of another sound card that's connected to the Mac Mini. Yeah. So I've got a lot of wires around, so I shouldn't point these this camera down. Definitely need to clean up a bit. Okay, and there was something around here that I liked. Let me quantize all of that, and let's just see if we could find a good loop point. Maybe here. So here's another cool thing is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my effects on the second machine so we can save on some CPU. So I'm gonna add a H9 shimmer verb on here. I hope I have it activated here. Let's hear what this sounds like on its own. Oh, wait a second. I need to solo out the MIDI part too. I don't know if I want this shimmer verb algorithm. Let's find something else. We could put in a spring reverb. I didn't realize that all of this is gonna choke my, let's use crystals too. This is gonna choke my CPU on here as well. How about something like that? Okay, I am running into some CPU issues here. Let's record this in. So I'm gonna record this into this audio track over here. And I just need to set this up. So I'm going to get anything that's coming out of that network audio. And that's it. Actually, no, I don't even need to do that. I think I can just record on the track itself. Okay. Okay, that's probably enough right here. And cool. So, and then, you know, when you're using a second machine, the great thing is it's also going to automatically record just anything that's coming out of it. So even when I was using some of the send and return effects on there, I'm going to go ahead and just put that on this one. And we can also, you know, later on work on something else on there. Actually, why don't we go ahead and do that? Let's use that same track. I'm not particularly married to that basic shamisen sound with this effects. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these. And I am going to put in hybrid. So the cool thing is we're not even going to have to use our VST track. So I'm actually going to take that off and see how much CPU I save. Not too much. Actually, I'm wondering if there is some CPU issues with running network MIDI. I'll have to test that out. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is. Look at that. So when I disable the network MIDI, so this might just be a moot point anyway. You know, I was hoping to save on some CPU, but then actually running network MIDI increases it by like 10 to 15%. So this might not be the best of solutions unless you're going to be using some really, really CPU intensive instruments here. So let's go ahead and use hybrid. On this MIDI track. And then, yeah, why don't we come up with maybe a string or something? I'm a huge fan of the Tool Room presets from D. Ramirez and Mark Knight. I got into them because they worked closely with Underworld. Okay, let's take a listen to this. It might not go too well. I mean, it's going to change the mood of this track if we use something like this, but... Let's see if there's anything else. Let's listen to some of these arpeggiated patterns. I want to use hybrid for some arpeggiated patterns. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. I could also just program that in, that pluck. Maybe we just keep it basic like that. Let's see if we can clean that up. So quantize this. And actually, yeah, we can do 4 bars of that. And we can try something like this as well. I'm gonna duplicate this, recolor this one. I don't know where we are. And let's go ahead and I'm gonna just loop this one. Gotta quantize. Huh. Nothing is happening, huh? Something. Did I disconnect? Interesting. Something happened, and now I can't see what's... Now it's not playing on the other computer. Did we disconnect? Okay, so maybe this is a good time to show you how I set this up. I'm gonna go into my audio MIDI setup. You gotta go into your MIDI studio and then your network device browser. Oh no, not that. Let's see. What's this? This one right here. MIDI network setup. Session 1, directory. And yeah, it looks like we disconnected. So if for some reason something happens, I don't know, maybe I jiggled a wire or something, but usually it's supposed to auto connect. I'm gonna go ahead and reconnect. And is that working? Am I getting anything? I am. Huh. Maybe is it the patch? And then something happened with my panning too. I'm not quite sure what's happening with my panning. Unless there's something on here. But let's not worry about that because this is just going to be a monophonic sequence anyway. Or not monophonic, mono sequence. So this is what's on my second computer. And I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to record 2 instances of this on our network. Whoa. Why is that a different note? Huh. Interesting. That's not an A. That's... I'm not quite sure why our notes have changed. It may have to do with MIDI CCs being sent. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that. So right now, my output is sending everything. So I'm going to go ahead and just take that remote out. This may help. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Now we're back in tune. And we'll just go ahead, we'll go ahead and record this even though it's heavy on the right side. Okay, so let's put these in their own track over here. I'm going to put in a utility and just make this mono. And I'll have to look into why things changed. And then you see there's a little bit of a lag. So, and that probably has to do with the starting point. But let's see. I don't know, are you guys getting sick of this drum? I kind of am. This one's a little on the it's kind of lagging behind. Let me just make sure I've got the right. There we go. All right, let's get to some, oh man, I totally messed this up. I'm gonna have to reset the I don't mind it being a little off the grid. Oh, this is why. Okay. At this point, let's put in some samples. I want to know what happened before that lady was crying.
From the time-worn pages of the past, we have brought to you the story of the Niche of Doom. Bellkeeper, pull the bell.
We're gonna use that too. I don't need that water.
In the time-worn pages of the past, we have heard another immortal tale in The Weird Circle. Bellkeeper, toll the bell.
We're gonna use that bell too.
Be here in this lonely cave by the restless sea once again next time for another immortal tale in The Weird Circle.
This is WOR in New York.
Okay. So we got... Let's go ahead and save this audio. I'm gonna take that bell and once we get into our arrangement and we'll use that. Let's also, let me see, did I fix, I don't know if I fixed my modular issues from yesterday. It looks like things are working. What I want to do is I'm gonna use rings to put in some weird sounds. So make sure I've got my volts per octave. Sorry, dropped some headphones on the matriarch. Let's see if we can change this up. It's gonna turn off. There we go. Okay, now we're getting, now we're doing something. I don't know if we need that much reverb. There we go. Let me get this in tune. So we are in B flat, which is a sharp. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna modulate that position. Oh no, we'll modulate the structure. Nah, it's a little too much, huh? Let's try some of these other algorithms. It's kind of like skeleton bones. I'm also gonna see if this adds anything, if we add the even input in. We get a little panning effect. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm gonna record in the MIDI. Just freestyle this. Just gonna do 16, well, let's make this nice and dense. I think this is about 16 bars. Scale. Let's just record this in, and I'm gonna play around with some of the settings as well. Particularly the dampening. We have to do this for another 16. Every time I press that seed, it just goes nuts. Okay, now it's getting crazy. Okay, I can just, yeah. I mean, you could just let that go on for days. Now that, so what I had over there was rings is going through beads, and you can still hear it ring out. And then I have the seed button modulated by the Batumi. And that's why when I activated that, it was just going nuts. Let's see. Camera's falling. But I think that's okay. It's not going to be super loud in the mix, I don't think. So we're going to turn that off. Turn that off. Let's see, what else do we have to do? We use the MacBook Pro. We use tension, we use hybrid. We did not use Granular-to-Go. Let's look at Granular-to-Go. Maybe we can put that on a more melodic part. Let's use the Prophet 6. Let's find Granular-to-Go. Granular-to-Go. We got a lot of different presets to work with. Let's put in a default instance. So I'm going to play Okay, let's see what a Granular-to-Go sounds like on this sound. Yep, it will mess it up. And I'm thinking it is definitely that granular type sound. Let's listen to computer. It's gonna sound like sample and hold, I bet. This might be fun. Can I change? Oh, look, there's a randomization button. Nice. Can I change the pitch? I guess maybe... Oh my gosh, that is mangling everything. I wonder what happens if we put... Let's try and put it in the rings that we had. This one right here. Let's put in the granulator over here. Let's try that. Let's try number crunch. Oh my god, there's a skipping CDs preset. That's probably the worst sound ever, because I grew up when CDs were had just come out. What was everyone's first CD? Mine was Depeche Mode's 101, and I bought that box set before before I even had a CD player. Okay. This is really glitching out, so I don't really like that preset. Maybe if we change it to that computer one. Let's hear what skipping CD sounds like. That's not bad. And then if we add some delay to that. I'm gonna... And then we can actually have a wet dry. Is there a wet dry knob? There is. Cool. Okay, so I don't even need a second instance of that. Okay, that's where we'll use it. I don't think it's going to be sounding that great. It's just going to mangle the Prophet 6 sounds way too much. That sounded like a toilet flush. This part's going to have to go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have a couple of different instances of our modular sounds. Like that. We could use that toilet flush sound maybe as a transition. That'd be kind of funny. Let's see if we can put in a little string. I think we need something different because we have just these loops. So I see that this one is also off. Let me go ahead and fix that. It looks like we just need to move it up a little bit, and that's probably has to do with the latency between the two computers. So, okay, it's gonna sound a little jumbled up because I want to play all the parts to see if there's a good sound that'll cut through the mix and be like a good melody. Maybe something, you know, with a long release. Something like that? Oh, something is changing my presets on this automatically. Yeah, something like that. Let's go ahead and type that in. You guys remember 320, 2, 3, and... Oh my gosh, see, it changed. Something like that. So I see that there are, excuse me, a couple areas we can change. And here's where I'm going to go off scale. Go like this. Yeah, let's just record that in. We can add some effects to it maybe, or we can just, since we're already at the 1.5 hour mark, we can go ahead and just start putting our idea in. I don't know if I would ever make or release a song in this particular scale. Hold on a second. But, you know, we used all of our parts. I'm happy with that. Okay. I think we're good. All right, let's go ahead and try and put something together in arrangement. Oh, wait a second. Let's record in some drums. So I'm just going to take this one bar that we programmed in, or I programmed in a little bit earlier. This looks like something that I did earlier on in the year. And then let's just tweak it in the MIDI clip. So we're just going to take this section right here. Quantize and crop. And then what we're going to do is duplicate this out. So we got 8 bars. And let's take a look at what we have. I see this open hat is like a snap. We can change that. And we don't have any open hats. Let's go ahead and put in our 16th notes. And oops. Well, that's okay. Let's see what that would sound like. Because I'd like to also mix up some of these percussive elements. Oh, that's the alternate one, so we do have some. And I actually like having a lot of those in, but let's pull that down to maybe 80%. Would we want some open hats? Maybe something like that. I like the 808 feel. Maybe we don't need those 909s. Something more of like an open hat, but highly reverbed. Maybe lower in the mix. And then lower the reverb on this snare. And I hope I don't have any reverb on this kick. Yeah, let's get the decay going. And then I think with these percussive elements, let's get a little crazier with them. Right now we have these 808 toms, but what if we use a FM tom? And then we can, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change some of these. Let's go ahead and record some of this. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to Okay, I think we got some interesting sounds going throughout here. And then what I'm gonna do is, let's see. Let me go ahead and push. There we go. And then I'm not quite sure about this rim shot. Let's change this up. Maybe let's put in a cowbell. Oh no. All right, let's get rid of it altogether. Turn that down. Yeah, there we go. Let's see how it sounds with some of our other elements. I think this one needs some delay. Or even something a little different. Since it's up here, buffer shuffler, let's see what this would do. Okay, yeah, I'm liking that. This is the stutter, but we can also mess with the pitch. And then I'm gonna add in let's see, is there a good delay? Now I want something where I could control, maybe we'll just use the, I know. And we're gonna make things a little weird. Let me put on an LFO. I wish I could change things while things were loading. Uh-oh, I'm starting to see some high CPU creeping in. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and bring everything in. I'm gonna put my 3 radio audio clips in here. I want to use that bell at some point. So we're gonna take all of this to arrangement and let's put something together. Gotta come down here. Here we go. And let's reacquaint ourselves with everything we've got. And actually, while we're at it, here's the drum.
Very long rest.
Here's our sample. And what I want, I think this right here is the bell. Right here. This looks like a bell to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up right now, since we're here. it's Command E to crop something or to cut something up. I wish there was like a little scissor tool. I started off in Cubase back in the early 90s. It was called Cubase VST back then. I think it might have been Cubase 2.0 technically. And so I just got used to that little scissor tool. And then that I also found very useful for cutting up MIDI clips. You know, you can use a scissor tool and just cut out parts that you need. Okay, I'm gonna crop that clip. I think this is my bell. I didn't even listen to it. I should have listened to it first. Okay, good. Let's tune this. Let's see. Let me put in a tuner and make sure that it's in B flat. A. Does that sound like an A to you? Let's see. We want it to sound close to that. I mean, we can't get that. We can't. I don't want to stress out too much from that, but maybe up a couple cents. That's funny because the Moog is actually pretty detuned also. Okay, let's not stress out too much for this. All right. I don't think we're gonna get it. That's okay. But I'm gonna put this in its own track, and then I'm gonna just max out all the reverbs and everything. Let's listen what that sounds like. It's gonna be all detuned anyway, so. Okay. Yeah. And we won't loop it. Okay. So we've got our radio. Let's see what this one was. This is our Prophet melody. And that was preset 320. We didn't do anything to it. This is our bass right here. The modulated bass. This is our bell. Listen to it again. This is our modular. And then actually, you know, I do want to keep that one crazy area. This one right here. I think this might sound good in a break or something. Let's hear what that sounds like again. It's like a toilet flush. Okay, this is our network audio. So this one right here, this was hybrid that we used, and we put it on, we used the other MacBook. Hybrid network. And then this one was our shamisen. And I don't really like those crystals anymore, so let's... Oh, but we recorded it in. So that's the drawback of recording in your effects on your audio clips. Because if you don't want them anymore, you're kind of stuck with them. So we're gonna stick with it. And we're gonna recolor that, put this towards the end, and yeah, I think we could run our modular throughout. Modular rings. This one's rings 2. Bell, okay, and our radio. Okay, I think we're ready to move everything over and start composing. I'm wondering, let's start off with our rings right here. And we can put in our hybrid low, and let's see what this sounds like. Let's lower this pitch.
My wife is ill.
Okay. Let's duplicate these drums, and I think, yeah, we took these out altogether. How about we start with the kick and snare at the beginning? We can just start off with that. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of a snare roll over here. And then this one we'll add in our hi-hats. Oh, we can also, let's start off with some vocals. As well.
Listening to people. People tapping inside my head. People tapping, I heard them.
Something like that. This one could actually go until here, and then we'll have our break. Have a break. I mean, you know, this is kind of an abridged version of everything. I'm going to also stretch this out a little bit so that when we get this part right here,
Will it never
Hold it down.
something like no, I'm gonna stretch this out till we can get to like right here. Wait, what happened? Why is it doing that? No loop. That's what I want right here. So bring this back to right around there.
change people happy? Will it never
Oh yeah. I like that gasp. Let's have that come out to around here. And all I'm doing right now is I'm changing the beats per minute on using the warp algorithm in the clip to just kind of space all of this out. Let's see if we can add in also right here. Break. Yeah, and then I like this modulated bass coming in. And then our melody doesn't come in until after the break, but let's see how long we want our break to last. Maybe just a little bit, and then we can have a longer break somewhere around here. And then these bells come in, maybe right over here. I like that gasp. I don't want to take away from this gasp right here. And in fact, I'm going to raise that a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, I got an idea. We'll bring in the intro of that. Of this right here. So this is going to be a pretty short song. Because over here, we're just gonna like put in these little 8-bar. Let's see.
From the time-worn pages.
Yeah, right here.
From the time-worn pages of the past, we have brought you the story of
We actually don't. Oh, yeah, we can't forget about these, these right here. Let's see how this sounds.
From the time-worn pages of the past, we have brought you the
We don't.
From the time-worn pages of the past, we have brought you the story of the Diminished of Doom. Bellkeeper,
Oh yeah, this will be a really long break right here. So break 2, and then I'm just gonna, well, for lack of a better term, start, and then
from the time-worn pages of the past, we have brought you the story of
oh, I know. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this hybrid. This is just our, you remember what we did in hybrid?
From the time-worn pages of the past, we have brought you the story of the Diminished of Doom. Bellkeeper, pull the bell.
Pull the bell. Boom. So I'm gonna have to change that up just slightly right here. And then I'm gonna take this part off because it's very noisy. And then we're gonna let that echo out right here. And the bell comes in with a much higher impact and maybe slightly up in pitch. Yeah, like that. So.
Bellkeeper, pull the bell.
Oh yeah, something like that. And then we're gonna cut everything out when he says pull the bell.
Bellkeeper, pull the bell.
Like right here, we're gonna just take everything out, including all of this bass. So all I'm doing right now to just deactivate is selecting the area and pressing 0. I love that LFO on the delay. And then this one, our delay is, nope. And then, yeah, we can continue on with this modulated one for a little while. since we're only at a minute right now, I'm thinking this one we can add some of those hand claps. Or a variation on the snare. Something like this. Yeah, something like that. Okay. I'm gonna record that in. Just want to make sure that I'm ARM exclusive. Automation overdub is on. We're gonna go. And something like that. And quantize, recolor this. And this is kind of our main part. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the clap on here to be from 808 to a 909, even though we're using mainly 808 sounds. Take it back, I'm gonna use... Okay. We will duplicate this. And then we'll just start our outro. These ones I didn't put in my closed hat. Sorry, crash cymbal. And then I'm thinking, well, you know, we can start our outro after this because we're not even gonna go too nuts. So this is just to get the idea in to arrangement, and I'm thinking let's try something like this by putting in the reverse bell. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay. Yeah, the shamisen comes back in, and then maybe we start pulling these things out. Maybe this just starts rising in with delay and just gets nuts at the very end. Oh, now I know what we were gonna do. We wanted to use this part. This part might go well in this second break. Maybe towards the end. Oh, I know. After we say pull the bell, then that toilet flush sound happens. Like right, yeah, like right here. Pull the bell. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. And then I think our outro, I think we could just end it right here. I know it might sound formulaic, but when I'm doing these morning pages, I like having kind of a little formulaic approach to it, and then you know, when we decide, if we decide to finish it, then that's when you start putting in some of the crazy timings, change up the beat a little, just put in some other variations. Okay, I'm gonna start taking out the bass over here. Oh yeah. And then we can start accentuating. Here's where we'll accentuate this little melody just slightly up. And then this guy can fade, actually fade it out over here. And then I don't even know what these guys sound like, but let's see if we can end it with a little bit of a vocal. Yeah, and then we have like the regular bell, although let's pitch that whole thing down. I'm wondering if we can go like this. Let's have the bell come in right when this crash cymbal comes in. Okay, and we are just at 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and let it run till about here, and then put that there so we know when to end it. All right, so hey, stay tuned for a raid. I'm gonna take a look and see if there's similar music channel broadcasting right now. And yeah, I appreciate you guys all sticking around. We're gonna hear our final jam of the day. We are at just 2 minutes and just over the 2-hour mark. So thanks for joining, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Aloha.